Hey love, back with another video. Do you guys remember this video from 2 years ago? Well, I'm back with an update. So in this video, I'm going to be going back and forth between 2 years ago when we were installing and current. Okay, so here's the background story, and you can go watch the full video when you're done with this one. Okay, so 2 years ago, I installed my beautiful client's hair. She started off with coils, but it wasn't staying. She has a pretty active lifestyle, so swimming, working out, and everything, so the coils were not staying. So when she came to me, she didn't want sister locks. She wanted, locks that are a little bigger. So we started off with the 2-strand twist. As you can see, when I was installing, you can see what her texture looks like. She was really concerned about her locks not staying, but I told her she'll be fine with the 2-strand twist. So we did the 2-strand twist, 5 5/8 part in size, and the green tool that I'm using is the new LOXX tool. So if you want one of those tools, it comes in a mini and the standard. You can grab you one, link in my description. You can grab it on the website. The new LOXX tool have sizing markers on there, so it makes it easier to create consistent rows. So the method that I used was the 2-strand twist, but I interlocked the base of her 2-strand twist, okay? When we started her locks back in April of 2022, she had about 7 inches of hair, for those of you who are wondering. When I did her 2-strand twist install, I did use the honey almond foam from Influence to install her 2-strand twist. You don't have to use products, but on this one I did. And now when I do install, if I do them and if I do the 2-strand twist, I don't use products anymore. So whether if you're trying to decide if product is necessary or not, product is not necessary. If you choose to, no biggie, but it is not necessary to start your 2-strand twist locks. Like I said, I used it back then. When I do them now, I don't use products. If you choose to, it's okay either way. Now, if you're watching this and you are not locked yet and you're considering and you're trying to decide, well, Pauline, how would I know if I should start with the 2-strand twist or the interlocking or braids or whatever? Definitely consult with your loctician to see what will be the better option for you. But for me, when I'm deciding for my client, first, I do allow the client to let me know what they prefer. And then I also look at their hair to see if what they prefer is if we can make it happen. Some people want 2-strand twists, but can't get it because of their hair texture. So I base it off the texture. Whether a 2-strand twist is necessary or not. Not everybody's a good candidate for 2-strand twist, so you definitely want to make sure you're talking to someone who's knowledgeable, who will understand texture, who will understand density, who will understand elasticity and how the hair performs in certain with certain methods. So if you decide to, if you have a looser curl pattern and you decide to 2-strand twist, your hair will still lock. It's just how your hair will look will differ, So if you're looking for a certain look, if you want the cultivated, sleek looking locks and you have a looser curl pattern, twist might not be the best option for you. It will still lock, but it will not look the way you would envision it to look, okay? But if you were somebody who know what they're doing, they can cultivate that lock. They can make it look how you want it to look. But it does take a little bit of extra skills. So in her case, she whoever started her first set of locks, she had coils. So she already wanted something quick. She did not want interlocking. She wanted the 2-strand twist, but she was also concerned if the 2-strand twist would make it. And it did. So as you can see, this is me doing her current retie 2 years later. Her locks are flourishing. They look good. And even after her locks mature, she was like, wow, it's, fuller, it's still small to her, and she didn't realize she would have that many locks, so even with the size that we went with. So her locks are doing good, but this is her locks when it was when we installed it. Nice and, you know, still beautiful. And you can see the difference with it now. She did color her hair maybe a year after locking. So the color also turned out great. So if you're thinking about coloring your hair, you definitely want to wait till your hair is locked before coloring. If you color prematurely, you may deal with bunching, breakage, and other stuff going on. So definitely slippage as well. So definitely make sure that your hair, your locks are in the proper state to lock. And make sure that it is locked before coloring. So this is me going in, interlocking the base of her twist just to make sure it is secure. Now, some people might say, oh, okay, so why interlock the base versus braiding? I do either or, but when I have someone with a little bit of a looser texture, I'll interlock. But if they have a tighter texture, then I'll braid to start the twist off. So you just got to really know the client's hair, understand hair to decide what is the best method that you want to use. And the reason why I interlock the base is to just make sure that it is secure, because for those of you who've tried starting your locks with 2-strand twists and you did not braid or interlock the base, when you go to wash, baby, you're like, didn't I twist my hair? You're looking like, what's all of this new growth? When it's not new growth, it just, you know, slipped a lot. So interlocking the base just gives it extra security. And her hair isn't all that, her curl pattern isn't all that tight. So interlocking the base was the better option. All right, so moving on to how we handled her maintenance. So after her install, I believe the first retie, I had her come back at about either 6 or 7 weeks, just so we can see how her locks are doing. They were doing great. I believe I did an update prior, a previous update to this as well. I'm not too sure. Can't remember. Can't keep up. But I had her come about 6, 7 weeks. Then we eventually moved her appointments out to 8 weeks. Then now her appointments are at about 10, 11 weeks out. So due to her lock size, we do not need to retighten her hair as often. So we retighten her hair. She gets about 5 reties a year. So that's about 10 to 11 weeks in between reties. So for you, anybody, depending on your lock size, depending on what your loctician desires, will determine your how often you get your hair maintained. I do not recommend my clients coming often. If they don't have a lot of new growth, I don't stick to, oh, you just got to come at this week because that's what we do. No, you need to have, the new growth needs to make sense. And if you don't have enough new growth for me to retighten your hair, I'm not going to have my clients come just to say they're, on a 6-week schedule. So she comes every 10 to 11 weeks, which is about 5 retightenings a year. All right. So now if you're wondering about the current tool I'm using, this is the LOXX tool. Y'all know I love me some tools. So yes, I'm going to have all the tools. Okay. So this one is the LOXX tool that it comes with the lovely bracelet that you see, the bracelet and extender that you see that's attached to it. This tool, it is metal. I love it because it does not, you don't have to worry about any breakage. You don't have to worry. Baby, this thing is sturdy. You can just call it the lifeline, the lifetime tool, okay? Because it's just, you get what you pay for. And this tool, I believe it's about $250. So if you want it, the link is in my bio. I am an affiliate. So the link is in my bio if that's something you want to invest in. If you like, oh girl, this is a little too steep for me, then the new LOXX tool is I think that's about 30-some bucks. The new LOXX tool, you can get that, and you can get a bracelet extender that you can use with that as well to keep your tool from dropping or anything like that. So whatever your needs are, I got you. Okay. So Yep, so this is me just retying her hair. Her hair has grown. Now, for those of you who might say, "Ooh, after 2 years, I don't see a lot of length," keep in mind shrinkage does play a big deal, a big role. In the locks after within the first 2 years. So within the first 2 years, your locks are shrinking because it is just it mats in order for it to lock. So in that process, shrinkage is a part of matting. Now, some people might experience more, might not see a lot of length. It depends on how the rate of your hair growth, and it also depends on how much your hair, if you have a lot of bunching, you're not going to see a lot of length as well. So just, if you want to retain length, just make sure you're being mindful of hair bunching. So this is what her hair looks like. Nice and full, nice size locks, just really doing really good. Her color looks great. Just nice and healthy. So hope you enjoy. Let me know if you have any questions or comments.